Okay guys, this video has been quite a long in the making because I dropped my former Chinese cheapo microphone and broke it. And this time we are flying against the Hogland or Suursaari radar station with F-35As with full loadout of Joint Strike missiles. I have played this quite a few times with different configurations, but the F-35A really lacks good suppression or destruction of enemy air defenses loadout. Of course, this Joint Strike Missile package does a rather good job in it. And as you have seen there on a video, I ran it and the fast forward for 5 minutes so that I got every airplane out. And now there is at least 6 fighters coming in. Usually when I was running this with different configurations, if the F-35As are in beast mode, so that they have their outside pylons in use as well, the S-300 and the air defenses pick them up at around 100 nautical miles. But if they are sleek, so they only use their internal base, the detection range drops to about 69 nautical miles, right about where the flight heat 95 is right now. Also, because the use of ECM pods defeats the purpose of stealth, they don't have ECM pods or jammer pods, but they can do offensive jamming with their radar. And as far as I'm played with this simulation, it seems that the F-35 is the only one they allow to do that, which is rather surprising because every nation that has ISA radars should be able to do that. That's not like rocket science. It's basic physics basically. Okay, and I have ordered the weapons hold until they get close, and I'm ready to put the weapons tight and to start to give them targets. As you can see, the first red target has appeared on the map. That's the anti-ship missile station on the north end of the island, but I am planning to target that one first and then just take out everything else as it comes along, and we can see it. We know that there is something because there's a question mark, yellow question mark on the place, but the red, what you call it, icon means that you have identified the enemy there. So now I'm just basically seeing what's happening, and next thing I'm going to do is order the weapons free and put the fighters on jam. And now the fighters start jamming, and the flight heat 95 is coming in really low and quite fast, and I think they are going to escort jam their missiles all the way in, which of course helps the missiles to avoid the Russian Pantsir air defense system that is on the northern end of the island. There's a second Pantsir on the south end of the island, and there's two Tor or Buk missile systems in the small islets to the south. And I'm not quite sure why they haven't fired yet, because they are mighty close. Yeah. Now I put it that the weapons are free, and then they fire. Well, okay. So let's see what happens. There's that means that there's enemy missiles on the air. There's 2 hits. More missiles in the air. And there's 2 more hits. So we destroyed 1 Pantsir and the anti-ship missile site. And now the Flight Heat 95 is heading home because they have used all their missiles for the Joint Strike missiles in that engagement. And as you can see, okay, now we lost the F-35 there. And the remaining fighter is still like flying away. Now there's a second flight of 4 F-35As coming, and they have fired a couple of missiles already because everybody's on the weapons tight according to the rules of engagement right now. So everybody can shoot the targets as they appear. And another from the first pair escaped, and then there's another 2 F-35As flying out from Luonetjärvi, the Halli Air Force Base, and they will fire really soon because there's drove so unlike that. They are firing the missiles like right away after they have gotten airborne, because the Joint Strike missile has a ample range for that kind of a thing. So really why you need to come close at all to the island is to pick up the targets, because you can't see much if you stay too far. So that's really the purpose why you need to have the somebody to come and see what's in the island and then start targeting stuff. Okay, now we have the big radar icon in the middle of the island, which is the air surveillance radar, and it's so powerful that it covers most of the Finnish southern Finland. So that would really be the important target of the mission, because of course you can fly, and if you stay low it won't know you are there, but still if you have to fly low you burn a lot of fuel and fast. So that's why we want to take it away. And also there in the missile icon in the Hogland south is S-300 system. It's not the most modern system the Russians have, but that is the most current iteration of S-300 missile system, so it's pretty much up to date. And I don't think that they would be putting the latest and newest and brightest into the so vulnerable position as the Hogland Island. Of course, it's like a good thing because you can shut out like the Helsinki airports and all that in the and there goes the radar. But you could close down much of the Finnish south coast air traffic, but it's still not like a all powerful and end all system there. And as you can see, the Russians are quite capable of shooting the missiles down from the air, and their Pantsir destroyed the one joint strike missile that was coming in. So this also like means that later this year, earlier this year in Syria, when the Israeli stroke Damascus airfield, and there was a Russian system like Pantsir that was destroyed, and it seemed that it was loading. So yeah, that seems to be the case, that you can just saturate the Pantsir system, and when they are loading, you can take it out. And well, that's really a crude way of going about it, but that's how you can do it. And this is basically what we are doing here. Of course, the F-35As are jamming the radio waves so that the missiles, so that the defense systems have as little time as possible to react to the missiles as they are coming in. But the jamming like this is much like if somebody is like shining a light to your eyes. You can't see against the light, but if the thing that you need to see is a bit off left or right from the source of light, you can still see it. And this is pretty much as it happens with the regular jamming as well. And the jamming is really important for because the modern systems can pick up missiles and they can shoot them down quite handily. So the missiles, when they are flying in, usually need some kind of a help from jamming. Okay, and now from the north there's coming at least 4 missiles. I'd say there's like 8 missiles flying in from the north. That's the little greeting. The another pair that took off and fired like right away is coming, and they are now pretty well behind the Rumble 42, and they're jamming, so they should get really close before the radars can pick them up. And there's now 2 missiles ready to hit. And I'm not sure. It seems that they were destroyed in the air. Of course, the Pantsir has cannons, and it has. Oh yeah, they are not damaged, and has the optical guidance as well, so they really can destroy missiles from the air. That shouldn't be any kind of surprise to anyone, because the ships have been doing that since I think 1980s with the close-in defense systems, and this is basically just a close-in defense system for the ground. But now these 4 missiles are coming from behind jamming, and also they are coming behind the island there in the Hogland island. There's 3 heights, and now these 4 missiles are coming behind the island and behind the first height. So the Pantsir system has really little time to react to them. I'm just wondering why it shows that the air-to-air cannon unit there, platoon, has taken a hit, because it doesn't seem that it has taken a hit, because it said it didn't take a hit, which is a kind of like a round argument, but there you have it. Okay, now let's see how it's gonna happen. The Pantsir hasn't been able to do anything quite yet. There is jamming there, and we still have like 11 joint strike missiles if we need them. There's 2 hits 4 hits. Oh yeah, and that's the game. We won. We destroyed all the important targets we had.